What's up, YouTube? This is Logan Man 2.0. Um, this video is an update to my 60 card Dark Magician deck variant. I added some things to it, and I took some things out of it because the cards I had in it originally didn't really help the play as much. So the extra deck stayed the same, but the main deck had some changes. Without further ado, let's get into the changes that I made to the main deck. Triple Dark Magician, as always. Um, 2 Dark Magician Girl. 2 Dark Magician Chaos. Um, Alright, 2 Apple Magician Girl. 2 Lemon Magician Girl. 2 Skilled Dark Magician. Oh shit, sorry. I'll give you, in case I accidentally fucked up the shot on the apple and lemon, there they are. Alright, next up we have 2 Magician's Valkyria. That's pretty good to protect your monsters from effects that target. So you obviously want to have her on the field at some point, give her some field presence. 2 Buster Blader, because you're not going to just not make the monster in the game, the boss fusion monster. It's not really the boss monster of the deck, it's the boss fusion monster, which is Dark Paladin, obviously. 1 Majesty's Fiend, very good coming in late game, not so much early game. So, yeah, that's why I only run 1 of him. 1 Chocolate Magician Girl, and 1 Dark Eradicator Magician. The ability to just burn your opponent whenever either player activates a normal spell is fucking phenomenal. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. Now on to the spells. There's a lot of them, and there's a few more that I added in there. I took out a few that I didn't need. 3 Dark Magic Attack, because you can't run Dark Magician and not run Dark Magic Attack. 3 Dark Burning Attack. 3 Dedication through Light and Darkness. Because like I said before, the ability to pull a spell card from your graveyard back into your hand during the end phase after you summon Dark Magician of Chaos. It's fucking phenomenal and definitely a must in this build. 3 Emblem of Dragon Destroyer. For the obvious plays, like I said before. Probably should have put Dark Burning Attack on the top because it's a rare. It's a high rarity card, I guess. 3 Magical Mallet. Since this is a 60 card deck, you obviously want to have a way to put cards from your hand back into your deck that you don't need. That's always a good thing for the deck. It doesn't really hurt your strategy very much. It doesn't really hurt it at all. It actually does a lot more than you think it would. 2 Magical Contractor. If you basically draw into a spell that you don't really need, just pitch it to your opponent. And that's what Thousand Knives is in there for, really. Just so you can pitch that to your opponent and they don't really need it. They can't use it unless you're doing a mirror match. Dark Magic Inheritance, 2 copies of them because you're going to obviously want to banish 2 dead spells that you're not going to need again. And then add a Dark Magician / Dark Magician Girl card from your deck to your hand, and it's also very useful, especially if you have both of them on the field, because then you can get Dark Burning Magic. 2, Lightning Vortex. You obviously want to have some sort of board clear in the deck. You can also just discard a dead card that you're not going to need, and you can always get the card that you discard back with Dark Magician of Chaos when you actually do decide you need it. 2, Reload. Same reason as Magical Mallet. 2, Pseudospace. 2, Terraforming. 2, Secret Villages Spellcasters. Basically, with the 2 Pseudospace and the 2 Secret Villages, you essentially have 4 Secret Villages. 2, Polymerization. 1, Dark Magic Veil. 1, Dark Burning Magic. 1, Twin Twisters, and 1, Monster Recovery. That's always good if you're going first, because if you have a less intimidating board than your opponent has up, and you're kind of just being like bent over and fucked in the ass by the strategy. Sorry for my language, but that's kind of that's just the terminology I'm choosing to use. Monster Recovery is good because if you just have a monster that you don't need to have on the field, you can just shuffle it back in your deck along with your entire hand, and like I said, for this deck, the ability to potentially pull a better hand is just pretty fucking useful. 2 Eternal Soul and 2 Needlebug Nest. Needlebug Nest, you can just basically mill 5 cards from your deck, which is kind of a huge thing that the deck kind of does need. It needs like deck thinning. So if you're just sending 5 to 10 cards, depending on how many of these you activate, if you chain the second one or the first one, you have a pretty phenomenal play going on there. You have basically a good deck thinning strategy. That's kind of what the deck does need. It needs a lot of deck thinning. So that'll be it for the updated 60 card Dark Magician deck. Thank you for watching and have a very, very wonderful day.